Hey guys, this is NUSensei. Today I'm doing another practice session with the big recurve. I've had some people ask me to provide commentary or critique of my own videos. I don't normally do that. My practice videos are mostly there for analysis. So I watch the video and I reflect on what I've learned. Some people will also learn and some people will provide questions or criticisms, and that's good. It's a learning process. Because I don't normally do post-shoot commentary, I thought I'd do it differently today. I'm going to commentate on a few things I'm working on, and after each shot, if there's something which I have in the back of my mind, I'm going to think out loud and share with you what's going through my head as I'm shooting, and perhaps this might be useful for those of you who are using my videos to learn. The aspect that I'm working on at the moment was something which I identified in one of my students, but I was going through it as well. So I fixed his problem, and in doing so I picked up the right method to fix my problem. And the problem, which I might talk about in a different video in more detail, is overdrawing and expanding. What was happening, and I've got my recurve here to show you, I had a tendency to go through the clicker too quickly, so it just went off prematurely way before I was in my anchor position. So what I did, it may seem weird, but I actually pushed the clicker outwards, and that would normally give me less space to work, but what I found out I was doing was that I was I was over expanding. You don't want to use 100% of your back tension, if that makes sense, at full draw. You want to give yourself some room to work with, and I found out that when I was shooting, I was already way too extended, so getting through the clicker pushed me a bit too far, so I was exhausting myself very quickly. I didn't have the same control, so what I did was I pushed the clicker out further, and I started to draw a little less. So I'm kind of underdrawing rather than overdrawing. Normally you would put yourself spot on with the clicker, with your arrow tip, but I'm giving myself a bit more space to work with. So as I'm powering through, I'm going to draw a little close to my chin and then finish the shot off like that. Without pulling it back, I'm going to hit the chin and then squeeze the back muscles for the complete shot. Again, the reason behind that was, I noticed that I was way too close to the clicker, and that meant I couldn't control the final release, and I would normally pluck the string. Very subtle sometimes, but it had a really pronounced effect on target. So my focus is to get that string just in front of my chin, lock the anchor, and then continue the shot. And that extra flexibility, I mean, my arrow might be a little further ahead than normal, but I'm not trying to be super fine tuning with this clicker usage. I'm going to make sure that it comes through in one motion without creeping forward. That's my focus for today. First shots are always terrible. Not bad for my first set, it's not alright. What I'm feeling now is that because I'm not forcing myself to expand too far too soon, I'm getting my shoulder line in the right position sooner, so I feel like I'm sitting into the bow. That's a feeling you should have, is you're in the bow. You're leading into it, or you're sitting into it, whatever the phrase you use, but instead of holding the bow like out here, I feel like I get my shoulder around and I'm in line properly this way. So that's been helping a lot recently. I haven't had any clicker problems since I've changed my mental focus. So again, what I'm doing is I'm not trying to go too far back and find my anchor here. I'm actually underdrawing just slightly, getting the anchor, and then confidently pushing through the rest of the shot. Oh, that was not a good shot. Long hold. I felt the creep forward a bit there, so I had to restart my process. And I just smacked myself on the arm, so not a good shot. Took a little longer there, but process was good. Very clean, that was very straight. I feel I had plenty of room to work with. It probably looks a lot closer on camera with the clicker, but I feel I've got a lot more space to expand through, so I'm not as inclined to be tightly controlling on my expansion. It's more focused on getting that one direction, that continual motion rather than stop, get it right and finish it off. Oh, that's beautiful. And if you're watching this, you're probably thinking, oh, your shoulder's coming up. I don't know, I'm just saying what I'm feeling right now, and again, like hindsight's always 20/20. When you rewatch the footage, you realise, oh yeah, I did that. But right now, I'm just focused on a few particular things, and it's really important not to overthink things as you're shooting. And that is, again, beautiful. Very nice group. It's 10 meters, so of course it's a nice grouping, but everything's come out really cleanly. You can tell when you pluck the string or your alignment's wrong, it's going to come out really weird. And when you have your right alignment, it's going to come out really straight, really clean. That's the way you know it's a good shot, and part of the learning process is recognizing physically what a good shot feels like. And look, I'm not showing off here. It's only less than 10 meters, but the standard you have when doing it right means that you expect more from yourself. So I'll fully expect a grouping like this, with all three arrows here basically touching at sub 10 meters. Now from this angle, you can probably see the silhouette of the clicker, so you can make out how close I am to the clicker when I come back at full draw. That one didn't feel right. Felt I was a bit too underdrawn, with the shoulders coming up. Same sort of thing there. It's getting to the point where I'm overthinking the process. I mean, you're meant to push your shoulder out a bit, but often it's a natural movement. So when you think about it, you can't do it. And it becomes very tense and stressful. So it's a conscious movement. then yeah, it just doesn't quite work. You just gotta let it go, unthink it. That was alright. And click controller felt fairly good. Didn't push up forward. Came through fairly nice in the last few shots. A little long there, bit of a shake, but control was good. Definitely yuck. Didn't feel fully extended too. It felt like my arm was bending, so I didn't have the right extension. So rather than force the shot, and you still can shoot well despite having improper setup. You still can correct it, but I felt it wasn't worth it, so just restart. Oh, that was a terrible shot. Anchor went too far to the left. Not sure if you saw it on the camera there, but string was a bit too far this way. I still had the shot process right, so we powered it through, but wasn't the right line. Actually flew way to the right. Well, a bit to the right, but it's 10 meters. So at 30 meters or 70 meters, that'd be an absolute miss if I did it improperly. There we go. That's much better. A bit of sway is normal. I'm not fully indoors. I've got a bit of opening here, so I'm encountering a bit of crosswind or breeze. But it's normal to sway. You're not meant to be perfectly still. I mean, you can train to the point where you could be like a statue, but your sight and your body is meant to be flexible. It's meant to be relaxed. If you're tense, you're going to fatigue a lot faster. Keep it relaxed. Let the sight float on target and finish the shot. You can't force it to happen. Well, that felt good from the start. I'm not sure the finish is good, but the opening, the draw felt perfect. It engaged the right muscles. Felt almost effortless. That's what it should be. Loading on the right muscles. One thing I'm noticing now that I'm properly anchoring, underdrawing slightly, but coming slightly in front of my chin here, and then anchoring tightly and then finishing the shot, I find I'm transferring the load a lot better onto my back muscles rather than trying to pull through the arm. And it's alright. I think the anchor was off. Didn't come through as cleanly. And that was slightly better. Wasn't as clean as I hoped, but it worked okay. Came through nicely. Yeah, so that's a short practice session. Hopefully you found something helpful. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep on listening to me waffle between each shot, but for those who wanted more critique and commentary, this is the opportunity. Of course, I'm only feeling it right now. I'm not really watching it, so obviously in hindsight and post-viewing, you can probably pick up more things, but that's my thought process as I'm doing each shot. So hopefully you can pick up some of my mistakes and hopefully you can learn from them as well. Anyway, this is NUSensei. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time.